Hey guys, what's up? It's Ablaze Monkey. I'm back for another video. In today's video, we will be continuing What If King Kai raised Goku. This is a what if that has been on break for a while now, but I'm happy to announce it's back and it's in full swing. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to be uploading a bunch of parts, so if you want to see the next part as soon as possible, get this video to 120 likes and you will see it very quickly. You're definitely going to want to see it after you see this part, so yeah, I'll drop it very quickly. This is a what if that I have not uploaded in a very long time due to me going on break, so I will be linking both part 1 and 2 in the comment section, as I do recommend you go give both those parts a watch in case you may have forgotten what happened in the story and just for a nice refresher. With that said, be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on, as it would be greatly appreciated. Also be sure to follow my Twitter and join my Discord server, which will be linked down below. But with that said, let's jump straight into this video. So, let's go from where we left off. With Raditz being left alive due to Goku's mercy, he told Frieza everything Frieza wanted to hear, learning the truth of the North Galaxy fighter. He was indeed Kakarot, Raditz's brother, this entire time, and Raditz even believing that Kakarot was the legendary Super Saiyan. Frieza was worried upon hearing this and began making preparations, with even Vegeta hearing about this being slightly on edge. Meanwhile, on Earth, Piccolo had stated that he wanted to go to Namek, and so was being accompanied by Goku, Bulma, and Trunks, and of course Tien, and they would be going to Namek by the ship that Bulma had made. Meanwhile, our Z fighters, which included Yamcha, Krillin, Hiroshi, and Chi-Chi, as well as Chaozu, would be staying back on Earth to protect it. Unbeknownst to our gang though, there was a threat on Namek that no one could have predicted. Except you guys, who made some cool predictions in the comment section for who our uncanon threat on Namek would be. Now, I'm not going to reveal them just yet, as I want to wait till later in the video for our grand reveal, but here's a couple of the comments that people left, trying to predict who this mysterious uncanon threat on Namek would be. In any case, Bulma builds the gravity room inside the ship, so Goku can train, and after a couple of days it is built, and so Goku, Piccolo, Tien, Bulma, and of course Trunks all set off together to head to Namek. On their way, many things develop. First off, Goku and Tien train a lot, and so does Piccolo, so they increase a lot in terms of power level. In fact, Goku goes from 25,000 to a whopping 350,000 after simply a week of training. Remember, Goku was training intensely with Piccolo and Tien along with Trunks too, so he's going to be quite powerful due to Zenkai and of course extra people being there, while Tien goes from 16,000 to a nice 192,000, close to 200,000 but not quite there yet, and Piccolo goes from 18,000 all the way to 216,000, while Trunks, being a hybrid, would get a substantial boost, going from 3,000 all the way to 45,000, which, while it might not seem like that much compared to everyone else, it's pretty good for Trunks. So these are some pretty good boosts for the gang, and so they're going to be pretty strong when they arrive on Namek. Trunks also does a lot of training with, surprisingly, Piccolo. While Bulma does get worried, she knows Goku is there and he keeps a close eye on him. Strangely, Trunks and Piccolo begin to form a bond, similar to the one Gohan and Piccolo formed as the two begin to grow closer. Goku is wary of this, but decides not to intervene. While this does make Piccolo softer, I must emphasize that Piccolo here is still evil. He has not forgotten the humiliation he was forced to suffer at the World Tournament, and he has not forgotten his father's revenge, although he is able to train with Trunks and even give him a couple of pointers, kind of softening his attitude. Eventually, the group descends on Namek, and strangely, the planet seems empty, until they sense two immense key signatures clashing. They are shocked as to how powerful these two key signatures are, and they then all fly off to investigate, telling Bulma and Trunks to stay back, and only to come if things get bad. They eventually arrive and Goku is a bit cautious. You see, Goku has grown quite popular across the galaxy. Many people know him as the North Galaxy Warrior, the one man who opposes Frieza and takes on the Frieza Force. And Goku knows that Frieza knows about him, and with Raditz escaping due to his mercy, he will definitely tell Frieza about him, and he knows nothing good will come from that. In any case, Goku decides just to deal with it, and they arrive seeing two Namekians fighting. Now, they're moving so fast that Goku can't really tell who they are. They just kind of seem like moving colours kinda, until one of them gets blasted, falling to the ground defeated. He looks up at him angrily and says, "You won't get away with this," until it is revealed it's Nail! And who's the person who defeated him? They land down, and it's none other than Lord Slug. Yes, the enemy who came to Namek was none other than Lord Slug. So congrats to everyone who did predict correctly last time in the comment section. Here are some of the people who predicted correctly. Thank you all so much for guessing, and yes, it was Lord Slug, so this is going to be the Slug Saga. But how did we get to this? We see Lord Slug land on planet Namek. He and his gang have been flying across the universe, conquering planets, but recently, Lord Slug had been decreasing in strength. Due to his age, he was simply too old and could no longer fight. After looking for a solution for many years, he would discover planet Namek, recognizing it as his homeworld. He would then learn of the Dragon Balls, wanting them for eternal youth. Exiting his ship, eventually they would land on Namek, and the old man had done lots of research, and he had learned that he could fuse with other Namekians, and so he began his massacre. He absorbed every Namekian involuntarily that he came across as he and his crew manually searched for the Dragon Balls one by one, going through every Namekian village. He absorbed every single one he came across, slowly collecting the Dragon Balls, and by the time he was done, in a matter of days, the only Namekians remaining were Nail and the Grand Elder. Interestingly though, a young boy named Dende had barely managed to survive, not being detected, but besides that, the 100 or so Namekians on the planet had all but been absorbed, and the last Dragon Ball was now within reach. Upon arriving, Slug found Nail, guarding the Grand Elder and the Dragon Ball. Recognizing this as his final challenge, he battled Nail, and this is roughly when the Z Fighters arrived. Goku immediately shouts for Lord Slug to stop as he rushes in, battling Slug. To Goku's surprise though, multiple of his minions appear. Luckily though, Tien and Piccolo take them on while Goku battles Slug. He sees Nail to the side, who has been completely beaten and he is close to death. He is covered in blood, and it was pretty similar to the beatdown he received from Frieza in the original. With that, Goku powers up and begins fighting Slug, who has increased in power by quite a lot. Goku struggles against him and even uses the Kaio-ken. Lord Slug, however, is currently too powerful for Goku, who can only use Kaio-ken to about ×5 before it starts damaging his body, as he mainly worked on increasing his base power, not really trying to get his body stronger with the Kaio-ken. Slug laughs as he fires a red energy blast as it burns Goku's leg, allowing for multiple beams to hit him, piercing him, leaving Goku injured. Goku does attempt to damage Lord Slug, but his regenerative capabilities are too great. Goku is sadly defeated. He attempts to stand up weakly, but with so many soldiers and Slug having absorbed this many Namekians, Goku just doesn't stand a chance. Just as Slug fires a massive energy blast to kill Goku, Bulma comes to the rescue with Trunks, who sees his father getting beaten up. Trunks gets a very big rage boost seeing his father on the brink of death, and he rockets in, headbutting Slug, temporarily stunning him, similar to what he did to Raditz in the original, allowing a weakened Piccolo and Tien to escape. They rush and head on the ship and grab Goku in the process, and they manage to barely escape. Things did not go well. Their ship crash lands and Goku falls unconscious. They were able to get pretty far away, going to a completely other side of Namek. They won't really be detectable. Tien is badly injured and Piccolo is actually okay. Obviously he has that regeneration thing and he's just able to recover much quicker than the others. He decides to exit the ship, stating, "You're all pathetic." Beginning to fly off, Trunks yells for Piccolo, "Piccolo, wait!" But Piccolo ignores him. He briefly stops though for a second, looks down at the kid, but turns his head, flying off. Bulma yells for Piccolo to get back here, but he simply ignores her, flying in the direction of Lord Slug. Around this time, Dende would reveal himself to the group as they had conveniently crash landed near him. Trunks would be confused as to who this boy is, and he states that he is the only survivor and his name is Dende. Trunks explains that they just wanted to see the planet, but they are here to help, and so the two boys bond, as eventually Dende reveals he can heal people. Trunks is shocked and surprised to learn of this as Dende begins healing Goku and Tien. Their friendship now growing, as Dende is happy to meet a new friend in this horrible situation they found themselves in. Meanwhile, Lord Slug walks towards Nail and chuckles. Nail grits his teeth, but he has been defeated. Slug places his hand as he absorbs Nail completely. He then walks into the Grand Elder's room, absorbing him too. He grabs the Dragon Ball and then obliterates the entire area in a massive red energy blast, the red pillar forming up into the sky. Piccolo seeing this from afar. The energy blast is impressive. From the blast emerges a dark figure, Lord Slug. Piccolo is shocked by Lord Slug, but also is kind of impressed. Lord Slug, now holding the final Dragon Ball, places it down as he lands on the ground, summoning Porunga. As the entire sky turns dark, even Tien noticing this, he tells them that they have to stop him, but it's no use. Goku is still unconscious as Dende is still healing him. Meanwhile, Lord Slug, surrounded by his army, makes the wish for him to have eternal youth as Slug finally goes to his peak in power, having now absorbed every Namekian along with the Grand Elder and Nail. He is at a whopping power level of 240 million. Now, when he first arrived on the planet, he was at 500,000, which was when he originally arrived. But now he is even stronger than Frieza in his final form. And one of his goals had been eventually to take Frieza down, and he laughs as he turns around, his army cheering for him. He arises laughing. That is when he spots Piccolo in the distance and actually gets intrigued. He slowly hovers towards him as Piccolo smirks. As the two face each other down, Lord Slug remarks that he senses the same evil malice inside Piccolo's heart as his. He knows Piccolo wants to be strong. He knows he wants to be a king. No, he wants to be an emperor. But sadly, there's only room for one king, and at the moment, that's Lord Slug. Piccolo decides to power up to full power. Lord Slug remarks, "You're impressive. How about you join me? We could be a powerful force." "I would be interested, but what would be in it for me?" Lord Slug slowly walks towards him. "You could rule the universe with me. Both of us. We are both evil Namekians with incredibly powerful regenerative capabilities." Slug now slowly begins to walk towards him. "You could be my right-hand man as we terraform every planet. Not a single soul would not know our names." As Slug is now right next to Piccolo's face, Piccolo looks at him sternly. "And what's stopping you from absorbing me right now?" "Nothing!" Lord Slug yells in a laugh as he grabs Piccolo by the neck. Piccolo, however, anticipated this, and before Piccolo can be absorbed, he explodes his entire body in a massive energy exploding, sending himself and Slug flying back. He stands up as he then begins to battle Lord Slug, and it is incredibly one-sided. Lord Slug boxes Piccolo, bro. He beats him up, leaving him in a bloody mess. Piccolo can't land a single attack, while Slug just lands countless heavy blows with a sort of boxing-like infighting. Just as he's about to finish Piccolo off though, they sense a power, and it's none other than Son Goku. Bulma was able to find one sensu bean that they had luckily brought with them, and after feeding it to Goku and Dende healing him with his power, Goku has awoken, and after nearly dying, he has got a massive Zenkai after recovering. Goku is now back to 100% power and stamina, and he feels great, going from a power level of 350,000 all the way to 11.5 million. His body has grown in strength too, which means just like in the Namek saga against Frieza, he can definitely access Kaio-ken up to times 20. Meanwhile, Tien has also been healed, but obviously no Zenkais for him, although he only got healing from Dende, no Sensu Bean. Goku and everyone now shoot towards Lord Slug, sensing his immense power. Meanwhile, Piccolo chuckles. As Lord Slug looks up in shock, sensing Goku coming, he says, Who is that?" "That," Piccolo says with a smirk, "is my nemesis, Son Goku, the man who killed my father and defeated and humiliated me, and the North Galaxy warrior. The man who will," Piccolo evilly looks at Lord Slug, "the man who will kill you, Slug. The only person who can defeat Son Goku is me, and when I do, I'll rule this galaxy, not you." With that, Slug screams, firing a blast from his mouth. It explodes at Piccolo, sending him flying back injured as he crashes into a rock. Just then, Goku arrives with Trunks and Tien. With Bulma and Dende tending to the unconscious, Piccolo, Trunks and Tien immediately all rush at Lord Slug's soldiers. As this powered up Goku looks at the injured Piccolo, who is now unconscious, he looks at Slug sternly, who laughs. "So, you've come back for a round 2, and stronger, but with that pathetic power level, while still strong, you're no match for me." Goku powers up to full power and base and immediately rushes Slug as they engage in a massive fight. Slug tells Goku he will end him right now, and then kill Frieza and conquer the universe. Goku screams, "As if I would ever let that happen!" As he powers himself up into a Kaio-ken, he yells, "I haven't tried this yet, but Kaio-ken times 20! King Kai, who has been watching all this by the way, is shocked at Goku's power as he bursts into a Kaio-ken times 20. This takes his power level from 11.5 million to an incredible 230 million, only a little weaker than Slug. This catches Slug off guard as he is caught by a powerful punch from Goku, followed by a storm of blows which all do damage to him. Goku finishing this off with a Ha! Blasting Lord Slug completely. This damages him, but Goku is still not accustomed to a Kaio-ken times 20, and so his body does not react well, recoiling in pain. Lord Slug survived this onslaught of attacks, but is now weakened. He knows he needs to finish Goku off. As Goku tries to fight Lord Slug, he starts to lose. Goku tries to go back into the Kaio-ken times 20, but it's no use. For now, Goku goes back on the defensive, fighting Slug. He tries his best, but yeah, Slug has an overwhelming force, and eventually Goku decides to retreat. With this, Tien decides to try and attempt to fight Lord Slug, so Goku can recover. Goku then gets the idea of the Spirit Bomb, and he tells Tien to stall for as long as he possibly can. Tien stalls for time, and Goku begins charging up the Spirit Bomb, believing it should be able to finish Slug off. In this now weakened state though, with Tien getting pummeled, he attempts to use his Kaio-ken, even pushing it to a times 10, but he's really outmatched. It's really not fair whatsoever. Luckily though, Tien is a tactician, and he uses multiple techniques such as the Solar Flare, the Multiform, and his Dodon Ray as all ways to buy time. Eventually though, Goku has finished charging up the Spirit Bomb. Lord Slug is getting tired of Tien, and after landing a gut punch sending Tien flying, Goku launches the Spirit Bomb, and while it does mostly hit Slug, he is able to mostly avoid it, having around half his body completely blown off. Slug screams in pain, but laughs as he emerges from a massive crater formed by the Spirit Bomb as he shows Namekian regeneration at its best, as he regenerates the entire half of his body, similar to Cell when he took the final flash. He looks at Son Goku and says, "You will pay!" He looks at Goku in fury, then seeing Trunks, who regroups with his mother. Lord Slug does not hold anything back. Goku realizes what Slug is about to do. Goku screams for Slug to wait, "Don't do it!" But Slug rushes Trunks and Bulma, firing a massive energy blast. Goku screams, "Don't do it, you monster!" as the blast hits Trunks and Bulma, killing them. Goku with his arms stretched out is left in shock and broken. His heart breaks as his eyes widen. He turns to Slug, who laughs. "That's why you don't mess with me, Son Goku, or whatever your name is, North Galaxy Warrior. Look what it got you. Your family is dead." But don't worry, you'll shortly be joining them. He stretches his arm out to blast Goku next, but notices something strange. Goku is trembling and he can't see his eyes. Goku grits his teeth. Just like Nail said, he says, "You won't get away with this, you damn monster! How could you be so heartless?" He looks up at Slug as he roars. Lightning strikes down as he grows angry. No, not just angry, he gets infuriated. Full of rage, Goku has his hair flare up. It slightly flashes golden. As his hair flares up again, he clenches both his fists as Goku shakes, and his hair begins to flare up again and again. This time, it turns slightly yellow. The ground beneath him begins to crack. Rocks and pebbles begin to rise. As he clenches his fist, his muscles bulge. He grits his teeth as he unleashes his power, achieving the legendary form. Yeah, you guessed it. It's Super Saiyan. He looks at Slug in pure rage. With a 50 times multiplier, Goku is at an incredible power level of 575 million. Slug looks at him. What is this?" Goku roars, "Now, you'll pay!" As he rushes Slug, he lands a punch to his face which knocks out a couple of his teeth, sending him flying. The remnants of his army look up in horror. Goku looks down at Slug's army. He stretches his arm out, and he fires a massive blast, obliterating all of them mercilessly. He learnt his lesson from letting Raditz escape, and he won't be making that same mistake. In the distance, Lord Slug enters his giant Namekian form as he roars, "I am the Super Namekian, Lord Slug! I will not be defeated by you pesky Saiyan!" Goku yells, "I am the North Galaxy Warrior, but not only that, I am a man of my family, and for what you have done, you will pay! Goku rockets towards Slug, as in his giant form, he tries to grab Goku. Goku easily avoids this, as he fully blasts into Slug's chest, forming a golden beam as Goku blasts into him. He eventually pierces right through his flesh, bursting through, leaving a massive gaping hole wide open. Slug vomits out blood as he stumbles back, reverting to his normal state. He crumbles to the ground. Goku lands on the ground, seeing Slug laid out, a massive hole in the middle of his torso. He knows he won't survive, and so he rushes to pick up Trunks and Bulma, taking them to Porunga, who's still been summoned, by the way. Lord Slug only made one wish, and he prepares to make his wish, but is then blasted in the back by what? Piccolo? The grieving Goku is so shocked that he can't do anything as Piccolo rushes towards Slug. He laughs. Slug barely sees Piccolo, and his eyes widen. It seems I will live on inside you. I know what you will do, Piccolo. Use this power wisely and achieve your goals. Piccolo places his hand on Slug's chest as in a massive bright white light, Goku yells, "No!" Piccolo emerges from this massive white light as he has absorbed Lord Slug along with every other Namekian he absorbed, now technically being Slugicolo. Having now absorbed Lord Slug winningly, all the Namekians are within him, and he is at an incredible power level of 540 million. He throws away his robes as he walks towards Goku. Goku places his dead wife and son on the ground in front of Porunga, turning around as he looks at Piccolo. He says quietly, "I saw the bond you formed with Trunks, Piccolo. Why do this for some petty revenge? Let me revive my family! And these people, how could you absorb them like that, Piccolo?" Piccolo just looks at Goku silently. Powering up, the entire planet begins to shake. Goku responds by powering up to Super Saiyan himself. The two seem about equal now. While Goku should be stronger at a power level of 570 million, he is tired from all that fighting with Slug along with having burst through his stomach, which puts them both roughly equal. Piccolo, who now rushes Goku, yells, "You humiliated me, Son Goku, and now you will pay the ultimate price with your life!" The two clash as the last survivors, Dende and Tien, watch in shock as these two erupt in a monstrous battle. Piccolo out for revenge and hatred, with Goku still in pure rage and Super Saiyan, wanting to revive his family. He and Piccolo fight, and it is a nasty one. Goku lands multiple painful attacks, with Piccolo doing the same, each of them landing multiple blasts, punches, and countless other attacks, all with the intent to kill. Piccolo uses his Namekian techniques too, stretching out his arms, landing good shots at Super Saiyan Goku. This was the even fight Piccolo had wanted. The gap between Goku and Piccolo had always been huge, but no longer was that the case. Piccolo was now on equal footing with Goku, and he was not about to let this opportunity slip by. The opportunity of a king to truly rule. As Goku and Piccolo both land devastating punches to each other, the fight eventually comes to a close when Piccolo decides to end it. He flies up, charging a special beam cannon, pouring all his ki into it. He immediately makes it instantly ready as Goku charges up a Kamehameha himself. Both fire their blasts as they clash, although Goku has a stronger conviction than Piccolo. At the current moment, and with his family being dead, Goku wanting to revive them, he is able, with a booming roar, to go full power for a split second, and at a power level of 575 million, he is stronger than Piccolo, and his Kamehameha begins to win the beam struggle. Piccolo's blast is no longer able to stop Goku's. The blast fully hits Piccolo, winning the beam struggle, sending him careening upwards into the sky. Goku crumbles to the ground in base as Dende runs to heal him. Goku slowly gets up, walking to Porunga as Dende heals him. He looks up at him and makes the wish to bring back all who were killed by Slug on planet Namek. And Trunks and Bulma now get back up. They are shocked to see they're alive, and so Goku then makes the next wish to restore the Namekians and Namek. Interestingly, Piccolo still keeps his power boost. Although the Namekians are all restored, Piccolo has still kept his power boost. And Namek is of course restored to before Lord Slug arrived. They thank Goku for helping them and saving them, and Goku says to them that he is the protector of this galaxy and so accepts their thanks, recovering across multiple days. A defeated Piccolo eventually returns to the group, simply ignoring them as he has helped to recover. He accepts his defeat for now, but it's only for now. He was defeated by Goku this time, but it won't be the case next time. Goku has not forgotten how Piccolo tried to betray him, and this makes their rivalry become even more negative, as the hatred is still clearly there. On a positive note though, Piccolo does actually apologize to Trunks about his death, and he tells Trunks he actually would have revived him and his mother, letting them go back to Earth had he actually beaten his father. Although Trunks does accept the apology, he decides to just forgive and forget. And so the two grow closer, and eventually after a week or so, once everyone has recovered, they all prepare to go back. However, Tien and Trunks do visit the Grand Elder as a reward to get their potentials unlocked, Goku and Piccolo declining. They increase lots in power, and so they head back to Earth in the ship that Bulma of course had built them, it being repaired in the time spent of everyone recovering. Goku does receive a call from King Kai, who congratulates him on his victory, as Lord Slug had been a force in the galaxy for a long while, and King Kai had always tried to keep Goku away from him, but it seems their meeting was inevitable, and he tells him about the Super Saiyan form and how he accessed it. Goku, being intrigued by this form that is supposedly from his race, decides to train and learn more about it. However, roughly 4 days into their trip back to Earth, King Kai screams at Goku to get to Earth now! Goku is confused, but you see, in the time spent at Namek, Frieza had prepared to face the North Galaxy warrior on Earth. He now knew where he had been hiding, and he had called all his forces and was preparing a full attack. It was time to get rid of this pesky thorn that had been in his side. Remember, Goku since he was a kid had been taking down Frieza for soldiers, stopping Frieza from selling planets, and in fact, he had even called King Cold, who had prepared and brought his own forces to Earth too. Their goal was to eliminate the threat of the Super Saiyan, but most importantly, the North Galaxy Warrior, and they were on their way to kill Goku. And everyone speeds to Earth, but it's a race against the clock. Who will arrive first to Earth? Will it be Frieza or Goku? If Frieza arrives first, he will destroy the planet. But with that, I think we should end this part here. I hope you all did enjoy. I have noticed that all my videos do now seem to be around 20 to 30 minutes, so I hope you all did enjoy the longer format videos, as they are pretty fun to make. Let me know down in the comments if you do like these longer format videos, or if you prefer the 15-minute versions, as I like to make my videos on the longer side now, because you can see more detailed stories and you can just see more stuff happening. Also, if you want to see what happens with Frieza and if Goku gets to Earth before him, or if Frieza gets to Earth first and blows up the Earth as fast as possible, get this video to 120 likes so you can see how that meeting between King Cold, Frieza and Goku will go. And you will see that part ASAP, but you gotta get it to 120 likes. Also, be sure to subscribe with post notifications on, as it would be greatly appreciated, and go follow my Twitter as well as joining my Discord server, which will be linked down below. But with that said, I will see you all in my next video. Later!